Hi friends, welcome to this Duolingo English test lesson, and today we're going to look at the read and complete question type. You know, the one where you got to fill in the blanks. On the test, it looks like this. And in my opinion, this is one of the hardest question types on this Duolingo English test because it requires you to read a paragraph and understand the context and the topic. And then it requires you to use your grammatical and vocabulary knowledge in order to complete the gaps correctly. And that's not easy at all. But I hope in today's video, I'll help you to do this better. And I'm going to help you by doing three things. Firstly, I'll talk about the key points of this question type to give you a better understanding what it's all about. Then I've got some tips for you. And at the end, I've prepared 10 practice questions for you to practice and check your answers to. Understanding, learning, and practice is a great way to prepare for this Duolingo English test. And we will start in 1 second, but if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm teacher Luke from DETready.com. If you're looking for tools to help you prepare for the Duolingo English test, that's the website to go to. We have courses and a practice platform to help you learn and practice. A lot of students who have been successful on the Duolingo English test have used our website to get a good score. Okay, anyway, back to this lesson. Let's get started with the key points of this question type to help you understand what it's all about. So you get this question type between 4 and 6 times on the test, just like most of the other question types as well. You have 3 minutes to read the paragraph and complete. The timer will start as soon as you're given this question, so there's no preparation time. These passages are not that long. Actually, they're not very long at all, usually much less than 100 words. And normally you'll have around 8 or 10 words to complete. There is a variety of topics. Some are very general and others are more academic. So some of the topics you might find very easy if they're very general, or you might find more challenging if they're more academic. On top of this, the Duolingo English test is an adaptive test, which means as you go through the test, if you're doing well, the questions will get harder. So the topics might get harder as you go through the test, but don't worry, if that happens, it could mean you're doing very well. The first letter or letters of every word will be shown. You're not guessing the words completely. You should use those first letters to help you. And this question type contributes to your literacy and comprehension scores. So those are the key points of this question type. Now let's move on to some tips to help you score better when you do your test. In my opinion, the first thing you should do is read the whole passage through once before you start typing out any words. It will be helpful for you to get a good understanding of the context before you start typing out the words. You should also pay close attention to the first and last sentences, because usually there are not any incomplete words in these passages. Look here at this example. So if you pay close attention to the first and last sentences, it will give you a really good idea of the context and then perhaps help you with what vocabulary to use when you complete the blanks. Another thing is that you should use American spelling only for this question type. For the other question types, you can use American or British spelling, but for this question type, you need to use American spelling only. So if you're more comfortable with British spelling, like I am, then you should practice American spelling before you take the test. Like I said, on the other question types, you can use British, but for this one only, you need to use American spelling. And use the context and your grammatical knowledge to help you complete the gaps. The context refers to the topic. So, for example, if the topic is about sports, then use the sports vocabulary you have to help you. Next is about grammar knowledge. Should the word be a verb, an adjective? Is it in the past tense? Is it in the future? Use your grammatical knowledge and the context to help you complete the gaps. Don't get stressed out if you don't know 1 or 2 of the words. The Duolingo test scoring criteria is very sophisticated. They don't mark you on a right or wrong evaluation, rather they use more of a sliding scale which determines how well you're doing. So if you get 1 word wrong or 2 words wrong, you won't get 0 for this question type. So if you can't do 1 or 2 of the words in the passage, don't get too stressed out, just complete the ones you do know. Next one is to practice every day. In my opinion, the more you practice this question type, the more comfortable you'll feel doing it. Of course, for this type of question, practicing frequently would be really helpful for you because it will make you feel much more comfortable with this question type. If you visit detready.com, you can practice this on our practice platform, where you can practice similar passages as on the real test and practice them within the time limit set. You can also check your answers immediately to see how well you're doing. I think this website's very helpful. There is a link down here below in the description. But if you would rather just practice here on YouTube, that's fine. That's what this video is going to do now. I've made 10 practice questions for you for this read and complete question. They'll go from easy to difficult. So number 1 will be fairly easy, but number 10, in my opinion, will be really hard. And after each question, you can check your answers. Okay, then, well, let's jump into the practice. Here is practice question number 1. Okay guys, well done for finishing this whole video. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give it a big thumbs up and put a heart emoji below in the comments to let me know that you watched the whole video. Now I recommend you watch this speaking video next because it will help you to describe a photo well, which is really challenging. Anyway, I'll see you in this video. Bye.